I'm gonna talk to you about family support and your first support as an entrepreneur to raise money. Money is the key. As an entrepreneur, you will raise money from the first people, the people that know you more and the best, your family. The second one are the friends. The third are the fools. And don't ever use the word fools with investors. I've used it once. We're about to get some funds, and then I mentioned, thank you for being a fool. And he's like, what do you mean by a fool? I said, I mean, the fool are the entrepreneur who built their business and know the way, they know the road, and they believe in entrepreneurship. Those are the first who will invest in you. And a fool because they're crazy enough to take a high risk. Then I learned within time that there are different kind of risk. I mean, there are 7 kind of risk. I personally believe that there are 3. I learned it from Dr. James from Stanford. And the first risk is technical risk. The second one is manageable. Technical is, can you do it? Can you create it? Can you create a prototype that works? Right? The second one is management risk. I built businesses myself where I had issues with the management team, and I know what he meant by management risk, because can the team do it? It's not enough. They can do it and they need to do it alone. It's hard when you don't hire the right people that they care, because most of the employees will see you as an employer, and unless they are special, and those are the one you're looking for. You're looking for the special one that they have a big vision like you do. I give you an example. The guy who did the design for Facebook, right? Mark Zuckerberg offered him percentage of his business, and then 10 years later, that guy, he doesn't have to work ever in his life, neither him nor his kids nor his grandkids. He had a vision. He was listening to the mission statement and the strategy that Mark Zuckerberg was building. He knew what Mark was building, and he believed in him. Those are the people you need, because they're the foundation of your business. Coming back to my point, raising the money, as I said, the management risk, technical risk, and the third one is market risk. Is it the market big enough for you to get in? There is enough money, because investors won't invest in a small business or a small market. They need something that is in the $10 billion. In that way, that will, you won't take the whole market, right? Google is the best well-known ad service. They collect their money from ads. They collect their money from different other things. But within that space, Facebook is taking some, Instagram is taking some, TikTok is taking some. And when other companies start competing against your business, if the industry is not big enough, then they can't get a high return of their investment, the investors. Coming back again, the first people are what? Your family, your friends, and other entrepreneur or fools, as I call them personally, the 3 F's. Now, when you start raising money from your family, the first thing you need to do is to know how much money you're raising. $100,000, $60,000, and you need to know what you're gonna do with it. Meaning, when you first start building your business, you are creating a prototype. Your goal is to create something that works, so you eliminate the technical risk. You need to show something that can function. Another thing, you need to take it to a bunch of people and ask them and get feedback from them, so you build something for the future, 1, and 2, you build something people like. You need money to do that. You need money for transportation, you need the money so you don't think about lodging and rent and any of that. You need money for, and be resourceful, by the way. I know friends of mine, that company got bought by LinkedIn, they end up moving to one of the investors' house in Berkeley. Hi, what's up, bro? I'm sure one of them is watching this video right now. And I got a lot of stories to tell with a lot of friends. They built their startups and now they became unicorns. Coming back to my point. Do not quit. Make sure you know how much money you're raising and where you're gonna spend it for. When you answer to your family, the money that you're gonna raise it, you spend it for, let's say, a rental of a space, or I think it's too early to get a space when you first start your venture. You need to just get a team. Make sure you have a couple more founders, solid. 3 founders is minimum. most of investors, you know, I mean, you can have two founders, you can even have solo founders, but if you notice, all unicorn, Google, 4 founders, Facebook, 3, there is always someone behind the journey. It takes a village to raise a child. Imagine you want to build a unicorn. It takes a lot of effort, and you need more founders, investors, and statistics shows that the most successful founders are not the solo, the one that they're 2 or 3. So spend some time to find, and I'll talk to you next video how you find your co-founders and where you found them. You want to have a technical co-founder, you want to have a business development co-founders, you want to have someone who have done something successful. You want to build the best team ever, that they believe in the business and they can build the future. They can, you know, you have to think also about your board advisor. They'll be looking down to you and they will see, is this team a winning team? Is this team, can your technical guy be a CTO down the road, or are we gonna fire him? Can he just be a founder, or can they be a future someone who's in charge of 1,000 employees? Or are they gonna be evangelists? What would they be? Raise the money first from your family, know where you're gonna spend the money, make sure you spend it right, spend it on building the prototype. Your first job is to build something works and people like, communicate with people, talk to people, get back, and get that money. Now, when you get money from your family, make sure you tell them, I want you to give me money that you're ready to lose. Because you don't want to lose your family. You don't want to lose your cousin, your brother, your sister. You don't want to lose them. You want to take money that can be lost and the relationship still is the same. They're not investors. They will give you the money, and they're investors for a reason. They invest for you for good or bad. And if they said no, don't be offended. I know there are 4 kind of type of people. There are those who anything you do in this life will say, okay, whatever. They don't care. They ignore you totally. And that's most people, not just your family. Most people here, you tell them, I'm gonna build NASA, another competitor like Elon Musk talked about it. He's gonna build something huge and will take over the world. And most people will be like, because the only one who will understand you is the one who'll be in your shoes, or he see the vision that you have. So don't be offended if they ignore you. There are other kind of people who will listen to you but will laugh at you, will talk behind your back, even your family. They'll be like, what the fuck is he talking about? Or they don't believe in, they're talking about themselves. They're not talking about you. And you have the third kind of people who will compete, will see you that you're succeeding, you're taking something, and they want to do like you do. That's the three kind of people. And you have the people that will support you no matter what. I personally, thankful for my brothers and sisters. They are supporting me no matter what I do, and I'm lucky the way we were raised, like tight, like this. They know how crazy I can be. I've done so many ventures and I've done so many things in my life. And despite the fact I'm a kind of crazy guy, that I always find them, especially my younger brother. Big shout to you, yo! He doesn't like it when I talk about him, but I love him to death. It's always a matter of phone call. Hey, bro, I need this. Get done. No problem. And I'm thankful for that. And I also have cousins. I have my cousins also. They're really supportive and it's cool. And if your family member they're not supportive, hey, fuck it, man, or girl, don't worry about it. Just keep going with your ventures. You know, look around your friends. You will always find someone that's good enough to believe in you. If they're not in the ecosystem, look at other entrepreneurs in the ecosystem who have done that, been there, who know the path of internship and will give you the first chunk of money. Another thing, look, if you can't ask for fucking money, you can't be an entrepreneur. If you cannot ask to raise a certain amount of money, if you cannot ask from friends and family and friends that you're more comfortable with, you won't fucking be able to ask for investors. Investors put money for a reason. They're looking for you. They're looking for someone. I personally invested in other companies, and I noticed this. Some of the entrepreneurs, the young ones especially, I recently had a gig. I liked his energy, I liked what he's doing, and I offered him money. The thing is this, he's not used to fucking take money, right? And I said, look, how much it cost you? You want to build the robo, right? And I said, how much it will cost you? He told me how much it cost. I said, cool, this is the money. How much are we gonna sell it for? Because it's not business, it's not if you don't make money. So he said, okay, I'm gonna sell for this amount. I'm like, no, I believe it will make way more. It will be sold for way more. Let's do this. This is the price for building the prototype. I'm gonna wire you the money for it, and I'm gonna wire you how long it take you to build it. He said 1 week. I said, in 1 week, I'm gonna wire you the price for that prototype. I'll be your first customers. I wanted to encourage him. I see the vision, and I told him, your first job to go get 2 more people. Guess what? He didn't take the money. He was shy. And he's like, I never took money from strangers. Are you fucking kidding me? You want to be an entrepreneur and you didn't take money from strangers? Your whole life you'll be taking money from strangers. You know what you need to do is not like what others have done. I invested in one company, and I have nothing but respect to the entrepreneur who lost that money, because to me failure is not a failure, it's a lesson you learn. And I invested quite a bit of money in one of the companies. It was $350,000 that I put in, and then we had a good gig, 2 years, it was fun. But then hey, the company shut down, nothing, we still we're still friends, and we still talk. He was shocked at the beginning that I didn't get mad, but I said, look, it's a venture. You learn something, I learned something, and now if time go back, I personally would not advise them the way I did before. I would tell them, look, go to a different market. We picked a market in a small place where whatever he was building, it was very innovative. We went to a different conference, we were able to sell the product, we were moving forward, but then we built something of the future in a country that still behind 100 years ago from the rest of the world. I should have said, listen man, take your goddamn team and let's go to a first world country or the Silicon Valley. That's why everybody comes to the Silicon Valley, because the Valley will applaud you for your success and will applaud you for your failures. Coming back to what this video about, raising funds. Your first family, friends, and fools. When you raise money, know what that money for. It is for certain things. You're building prototype, you're building something that works. If you have a website, you're gonna build it on the website. You will use it also for transportation, so you can go talk to different users. You need to build your first 1,000 followers. You need to get your first 1,000 heroes that will be talking about you. Your first 1,000 customer. You need to communicate with them. You may not even need more. I know other startup that had a couple hundred, and some 100 something. You need to have growth. That's all. 20% growth every month. Write down in the window on your wherever every day. How many customers did you get? And write down your goal. Make sure that you keep getting my customers. Talk to them, say, listen, it's 20% growth, then there is business. People want that side. They want the business that you're building. There is a market for it. Bam, jump in and do it. Believe in yourself. Look, I know the venture is not easy when you start your entrepreneurship journey. Hey, tell me about it, man. It's easier to start a coffee shop or a restaurant. Restaurants is not easy either. It's a long hours, 17 hours. I owned quite a few. And I remember my distributor came up to me and he said, hey man, that's so cool, your restaurant is busy, and every time I come, you're ordering more and more, and you're improving and you're growing. Why don't you open a second one? It was hell. The first one was hell, the second one was even harder. The third one, that's when things got easy, because now I was able to hire a manager to manage overall, and I built a system, I built something to duplicate. Same thing with my startup when I first started. Despite the fact that I have money to bootstrap my business, I use my own money to grow my business. I haven't asked from family and friends until the later stage, but still, I know it's hard. It's not easy. You may have fears, you may have people around you, they're like, what are you building? You're in your first step right now. Believe in yourself and get it done. Keep going. I always say, always forward, and I say it for a reason. You need to build your business. Don't listen to the rest of the world, and listen to your customer, the people that are buying from you. They're the one who are your hero. Go raise money and go make some fucking money. Good luck out there. And next time I'll be talking to you about investment and what keys you need so you'll be on the right path. And last thing, by the way, before I go. A yes, a no, it's not a no, it's a maybe. Don't be offended. Anyone can say no to you, that's fine. You come back in 1 month. They'll see your increase, you raise some funds. And the moment you get money from one person, you will, everybody, I lived it, man. Everyone will invest in you now. Trust me, remember they applaud you, they ignore, they laugh, they may fear you, but at the end, when you're successful, everyone will applaud you and everybody will give you money. The family money at the end, it's not useful because when VC give you money, they don't want a freaking Jojo or Yaya to, you know, give you 10 or 20. It's nothing. They're giving you a couple $1 million or 10 or $15 million, and they want some solid investor. They're not gonna have a board advisor sitting and arguing with someone who never had experience with fucking entrepreneurship, talking to them about what needs to be done or not. And most of the time, those families, they'll regret it because it's too late, you know. I know Uber founders and Ubers, like, you know, a lot of people didn't believe in Travis at the beginning, but then at the end, everyone, when he opened up and he was about to go public, everybody wanted to invest in him because there have been tons and hundreds when you invest in a startup. Imagine if you first invested in Google or you first invested in Facebook when it's called what? I remember it. It's called the Facebook. Baby, you never have to care about money. A message to the family out there: invest in any entrepreneur you know, because entrepreneurship is what builds our country. Good luck, go make money.